In His name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's a long story. Yeah. Under our mayor's announcements, appointments, and votes, tonight we have only one item, and that is the swearing in of the new police chief, Mr. Mike Lawton. Chief Lawton, will you step up here, sir, and Brenda will swear you in. And when she is finished, Marthy, his wife, will pin him with his badge. And make sure it goes vertical first, Marthy, this way, and then down.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. Fill the blank in with your name. I blank.
I, Mike Lawton,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all of the qualifications
prescribed for my office
prescribed for my office
by law,
by law,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Missouri,
and of the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provisions of all laws
of this state
of this state
affecting cities of this class,
affecting cities of this class
and the ordinances of the City of Republic,
and the ordinances of the City of Republic,
and that I will faithfully demean myself in office.
and that I will faithfully
Demean,
demean myself in office,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Nice. Payback, sure. I'll ring that up, just in case. No.
He's got his vest on.
Try it again, Marthy. We'll make sure it hurts.
That's gonna work.
Some nice pictures there.
Thank you very much, I'm honored, I know it's a busy meeting, and
No.
I'm honored. And I have my wife here, and it's even more of an honor to have my wife be able to be here with me, so thank you very much.
Welcome back, Marthy. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Well, the next item on the agenda, we'd like to open a public hearing concerning an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic of Missouri, annexing approximately 2.36 acres owned by Kirk Works LLC, located at the 7200 block of West Farm Road 170 in Greene County, Missouri. Welcome, Mr. Tyson. Give us the overview, sir.
It just as the mayor said, this bill will annex 2.63 acres located along the 7200 block of West Farm Road 170. The property is currently located within Greene County's General Commercial C2 zoning district, so it will come into the city as General Commercial C2 according to the city's zoning laws, and it will also lie within the city's Commercial Overlay District.
Thank you, Mr. Tyson. Point of clarification, Mr. Tyson, is it 2.36 or 2.63, as the bill states? The bill has 2.36 at the beginning and 2.63 in the discussion and their analysis.
Rick, you know if it's 3.36 and 2.6. It's either of those.
Either or. We'll have a clarification at the next
Yeah, I'll have an
meeting.
answer by the time I come back.
We have Mr. Tyson, we have that in the new business. We have an answer here in about 5 minutes or less. All right, thank you. Anyone wishing to speak for this particular public hearing, please step forward, state your name, sign in, and give us your best 3 minutes.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, my name is Rick Wilson of Wilson Surveying. We represent Kirk Works in this case, and be happy to try and answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, sir. We're going to have some questions here later at the first read, but
Thank you.
anyone else wishing to speak for this particular public hearing, please step forward, state your name, sign in, give us your best 3 minutes. Seeing none, anyone wishing to speak against this particular public hearing, please step forward, state your name, sign in, and give us your best 3 minutes. Seeing no, public hearing closed. Would like to open it up now to citizen participation. Anyone wishing to speak to anything not on the agenda, please come forward, state your name, sign in, and give us your best 3 minutes. Seeing none, citizen participation closed. Like to have a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Try that again. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? That motion carries 6-0. On the financial report, welcome, Mr. O'Donnell. Please give us an overview, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of quick comments, I promise. First off, with respect to sales tax, we talked about this at the last council meeting where April sales tax revenues were less than expected. I'm happy to announce that the May numbers just came in. We just received them today, and May sales tax was the other side of the pendulum, $209,936.92. In short, we are now 5% better than this time last year. So we're looking forward to better numbers going forward and hopefully hitting that 2 million mark once again for 2015. Second and last comments, with respect to the recap of year-to-date revenue and expense report, as you can see, we're showing 3 sets of numbers. I discussed this at last month's meeting where we're having a little bit of a discrepancy between what was reported to council this time last year and the true numbers if you run the report today. I have been able to determine that there have been adjusting entries revising the numbers that were created later on in the calendar year but looked back to this accounting period for one reason or another. So at this point, until everything finally settles down, we're going to show 3 sets of numbers on the recap. This current year-to-date, what was reported to council, and what are the final numbers for last year-to-date. And with that, I await your questions.
Thank you. Questions, comments, discussion with Mr. O'Donnell? Anything at all? Seeing none, need a motion to approve financial report?
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries 6-0. Thank you, sir. Reports from staff. Mr. Krischke, anything?
No, sir.
Mr. Derrickson?
No, sir.
All right. You guys are boring tonight. Fine. Future community events, June 8th through July 17th, registration for Cheer Republic. That's for 3rd through 6th grade girls at the Republic Community Center. June 17th and through July 22nd, the Arthritis Foundation Exercise Program. That's at Wednesdays at 1:30 and the Republic Community Center. It is also a free event. June 25th is Senior Movie Day, 3 p.m. That's a free event, Republic Community Center. Is that to be determined movie?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. June 20th.
Robin Williams.
It's to be determined. June 26th, 19th Annual Have a Glass Celebration. That's Friday. Starts about 6 p.m. Admission is also free. The concessions cost will vary. However, we'll have plenty of concession vendors out there as well. It's a great celebration. June 26th through the July 17th, it's a Todd Academy for ages 2 to 5. Classes at 10:30 or 12:30, and that's a brand new program this year, so please pre-register for that as Republic Community Center. And also July 17th is Republic Night at the Springfield Cardinals, and that's Friday, and that starts at 7:10. Tickets are on sale through June 26th are on sale at the Republic Community Center. Board commissions and committee schedule, Board of Adjustments July 2nd, Capital Improvements June 24th, City Council June 22nd and July 13th, Planning and Zoning June 15th. Seeing none that there's not any old business, we'll move on to new business. We'd like to have a motion to have the first reading of Bill number 15-13.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, annexing approximately 2.36 acres owned by Kirk Works LLC, located at the 7200 block of West Farm Road 170 in Greene County, Missouri.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mr. Tyson, give us the overview, sir.
Yes, it is 2.36 acres.
Thank you.
At least according to the assessor's office.
Okay, thank you.
This bill will annex the property, the 2.36 acres located along Farm Road 170. This does lie adjacent to the city limits where the current Kirk's Customs Body Shop is located, so it also has US Highway 60 frontage as well. As I mentioned, it will come into the city as a general commercial C2 zoning, will also lie within the city's commercial overlay district, which will require certain materials to be used on the facade of the buildings on 3 sides, similar to what you see with the auto body shop that was recently built just to the west of this location. The transportation access as it stands today will come directly from West Farm Road 170. That is, of course, subject potentially to change, where access could some way come from US Highway 60 in the future, but as of today, the access will likely come from West Farm Road 170. It's also come to my attention that the legal description in the ordinance contains a compatibility issue where the degrees are shown as blocks. So if we could get that corrected.
Okay.
And one other thing,
Yes, sir.
the legal description for this annexation also includes a portion of West Farm Road 170 right-of-way that lies adjacent to this property and also a little bit to the west and east on either side as well.
Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Tyson? Anything at all? Seeing none, this is a first read. If you have questions or comments between now and the next meeting, please contact Mr. Tyson in the Planning Department. Thank you very much, sir. On to the next item, I'd like to have a motion of the first reading of Bill number 15-14.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute a Surface Transportation Program, STP Urban, agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for a street inventory and pavement conditions assessment.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Mr. Brock. Give us the overview, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members may recall that we maintain a multi-year resurfacing plan. The basis for that was a comprehensive inspection that was done back in 2002 through consultants. The inspection that was done in 2002 does not replace getting our eyes and boots on the ground each year when we come up with that year's scheduling, but it does provide us with overall framework. Now in 2015, that information that we gathered is outdated. We've done a lot of road work since that time. Other roads, of course, have seen no resurfacing yet, and they've continued to deteriorate. So we are asking the council to allow us to tap into some federal highway funds to do another comprehensive inspection and assessment. This agreement would make available up to $40,000 in STP funds to conduct that inspection and assessment, and we would anticipate a local contribution at 20% of the total at $10,000. This was something that we had planned last fall, so it is appears in our 2015 budget just as you see here.
Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Brock? Anything at all?
Just one.
Mr. Wilson?
That includes the former village of Brookline also.
Yes, we've got several miles of streets that certainly that weren't in the city's inventory in 2002, so it would be all city streets.
Additional questions, comments, discussion? Anything, Mr. Mendez? I was just curious if that was your warning or if that was your cue to ask the question. Just curious.
The punt just dropped.
Apparently so.
I know.
Don't give anything to your left. Anyway, Any additional pertinent questions, comments, discussion? Seeing none, this is a first read. If you have questions or comments between the next meeting, please contact Mr. Brown. Thank you, sir. On the next item, I'd like to have a motion of the first reading of bill number 15-15.
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission for directional signing on U.S. Highway 60 and State Route P.
Thank you, Brenda. Mr. Brock, give us the overview, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. This is another agreement through MoDOT. This one here is to allow the city to put up directional signage on Highway 60 and Route P. We had 3 locations out there, 2 signs for east and westbound Highway 60 directing folks to the police department and municipal court, and then 1 sign on South Main Street or P Highway for directions to the community center and the aquatic center. Those were put up almost a decade ago. Sometime in 2014, one of the signs was destroyed, sign for westbound traffic that we want to get to the police department. And MoDOT has become a little more formal than they were when we put these signs up 10 years or so ago. Now requires an agreement. So rather than agreement just to replace the 1 sign, we have a agreement that covers each of the signs. The standards have also changed since we did this in 2002. The sign we're missing will go up in accordance with the new standards, new construction standards. If the other signs that are out there ever get knocked down or destroyed, those will have to go up according to the new standards as well.
Thank you. Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Brock? Mr. Brock, has the sign size changed?
They have indeed.
What were they and where did they go to?
Before, we had a sign that was 36 by 24, both locations on 1 sign. Now we have to have an individual sign for each installation. So what you'll see go back up is a 24 by 18 white letters on green, 1 for police department and a separate 1 for municipal court. We can mount those, though, on the same support structure.
Okay. So the mounting doesn't change, but the sign structure and size has changed?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Additional questions, comments, discussion? Anything at all? Seeing none, this is a first read. If you have questions between now and the next meeting, please contact Mr. Brock. The next item on the agenda, we'd like to have a motion to have the first reading of bill number 15-16.
Motion. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Republic, Missouri, authorizing the mayor of the City of Republic, Missouri to execute an easement to the benefit of the Board of Education of the Republic R3 School District for telecommunications line across J.R. Martin Park.
Mr. Brock, give us the overview, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. We became aware just a short time ago a need for the school district to extend fiber optics to their new transportation facility. And working with the school district and their consultants on alignments and routings, it seems best for all parties for us to cooperate and locate that fiber optics on the outside fringe of J.R. Martin Park. I've passed out an illustration here, and I apologize because of the scale. It's not very detailed, but what I want to, the point I want to try and get across to you is what we've kind of selected, and this is something that Jared has been working with us as well. It would be to put their facilities compact and contiguous to an existing fiber optic that's already out there but belongs to AT&T. I mentioned before, this has come up on rather short notice. If you've noticed in the easement here, we haven't got a legal description completed yet. That will be finalized prior to the second reading. This would be a 10-foot permanent easement. One other feature I do want to point out, they would actually cross Hines Street and enter onto their property at the driveway for their new bus barn, and we are asking to dedicate an easement across the full length of the property. And the purpose of that would be to plan for the eventual decommissioning of another fiber optic line that they have that runs through the center of J.R. Martin Park. That's not something that we could expect anytime in the near future. That's a critical component for them, but they have acknowledged that it's somewhat of a detriment to the full development of the park, and so they would certainly keep that into their long-term plans as well to relocate that.
Thank you. Questions, comments, discussion from Mr. Brock? Mr. Wilson?
One, will they dig under the walking trail, or will they tear it up, or will it be on the inside
They're
or
going
outside?
to, they've agreed to bore across the full frontage of the Veterans Memorial. So the parking lot, the frontage of the Veterans Memorial, underneath Park Road, and underneath the trail. So they can open trench then from the trail east, but then they'll have to go back under and bore again when they cross Hines Street.
Where does it start and where does it end?
It actually starts in the kind of the administrative offices there at the middle school. They'll come north on their own property and then turn east there at the northwest corner of the school property.
And go down the side of Hines?
Yes, sir. Also do want to mention they've kind of shifted around their timetable or desired construction timetable and have agreed to delay the project until after Habit lasts, so we won't have any complications with that construction.
Mr. Harder?
How long do they anticipate the construction to be?
Of course, it's weather dependent. If things go well, this should be done just within a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Additional questions, comments, discussion? Mr. Brock, is AT&T aware of this, since they have an existing fiber optic cable there, and they're going to be maintaining or watching or observing the drill or bore?
The AT&T easement is not exclusive. They've already been notified with the Missouri One Call locate, and there's certainly enough room out there that they'll be, I mentioned close and contiguous and compact, but there'll be enough room there for them to stay clear of the AT&T stuff.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Brashears?
Are the both buried about the same depth?
They should be. The industry standard is 36 inches. The school has said that that's what they will plan to do as well.
Across the park itself, the existing cable is about the same depth?
They've got some water and sewer crossings in there, so they'll have areas where they'll have to adjust that down or up in order to avoid other existing facilities.
Were you talking about what's currently running across the middle of the park?
Both.
Okay. In the middle of the park, I'm not sure there's any known depth or locations of where they ran it originally, so I don't know if that would be answerable, but...
Additional questions, comments, discussion? All good questions. Seeing none, that is a first read. If you have questions or comments between now and the next meeting, please contact Mr. Brown. On that note, need a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Anybody want to stay? Thank you very much. Motion carries 6-0. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.